You're 7 minutes late, and the train just crawled past your stop. Your phone lights up with 12 new emails and 3 missed calls. Your lunch becomes a meeting, and your break turns into a queue. The habit you promised yourself needs a quiet hour you don't have. So you say later, and later becomes never. Not because you're weak, but because there was no backup ready when the day ran you. Busy days don't break habits. Lack of a backup does. Your safety net is an if-then plan. A tiny, pre-decided move that runs on autopilot the moment a specific situation appears, so your brain isn't forced to negotiate while tired. Today, we install that net. Your rule is simple. Decide the switch before the storm. If X happens, then I do Y. Small, specific, and easy to start. If I get home late, then I run the 30-second version. If I miss the morning, then I do it right before lunch. If a meeting lands on my workout, then I walk 10 brisk minutes after the call ends. If the commute is long, then I read 1 page before I unlock the door. If I'm wiped out, then I drink water, do 5 box breaths, and tick the card. You aren't lowering your standards. You're protecting continuity. Progress needs a thread more than a heroic hour. When the thread stays intact, identity stays intact. I am the kind of person who adapts and still shows up. Build 3 if-then lines you'll actually use this week. Make them honest, not aspirational. Start with the friction you meet most often. If I wake late, then I start my day with no phone 10, drink water, open the window, and do 5 breaths. If I arrive home hungry, then I eat, set a 10-minute timer, and touch the hardest file for 60 seconds before any scrolling. If I forget my book, then I read 1 article saved offline and highlight 1 idea. Write them as 1-sentence triggers you can see and obey without thought. Place cues where the problem lives so the plan runs without willpower. A small sticky on the bathroom mirror that says, if late, 30s version now. A note on the kettle. If morning missed, 1 page before lunch. A calendar alert at 11:50. If morning failed, 10-minute block before eating. A card on your desk edge. If meeting cancelled, start timer for 10. A charger in the hallway. If phone in hand, put in hallway. And breathe 5. You're moving the plan from your head into the room so the room carries you. Run a day with the net live. The alarm slips, you miss your ideal window, and the critic starts warming up. You don't argue. You read your line. If I miss the morning, then I do it before lunch. At 11:50, the reminder appears. You put the phone in the hallway, drink water, open the window for 60 seconds, set a visible 10-minute timer, and touch the hardest thing for 1 micro task. You write, next, draft the opening paragraph and stop at the beep. You whisper, good job, we showed up, and you tick 1 square on the 30-box grid. The day is no longer lost. The thread is tied. Keep a tiny library of domain-specific if-then backups so you're never empty-handed. For health, if the gym is impossible, then I do 10 slow squats and a 60-second wall sit before showering. For learning, if I can't study an hour, then I read 1 page and write 1-sentence summary. For craft, if deep work time dies, then I open the project, fix 1 linter warning, or sketch 1 box of the diagram. For outreach, if I miss prospecting, then I send 2 honest messages before closing the laptop. For order, if the desk is chaos, then I clear 1 surface before any new task. Every line is a door you can open while juggling a dozen plates. Make your lines realistic and binary so you can count them. If commute overruns, then 1 page on the train. If travel day, then hallway version at the hotel. If family dinner runs late, then 30-second version before brushing teeth. If anxious spiral hits, then 5 box breaths and a glass of water before decisions. If social request arrives during your block, then I reply, I'll get back to you in 20 minutes, and finish the minute I'm in. The plan is not to prevent chaos. The plan is to keep a hand on the thread inside chaos. Troubleshoot with 3 quick rules. If your if-then is too big, it will never fire. Shrink it until it fits inside 90 seconds. If your if-then is vague, you'll keep negotiating. Name the exact cue and the exact move. If your if-then is out of sight, it's out of mind. Move the cue where your eyes and hands already go. And when 2 if-then lines conflict, late night versus early morning, let your rails decide. Run the minimum night reset and the minimum morning open. Skip everything else. Rails beat mood. Protect the net with a Friday review that takes 3 minutes. Stand in front of your 30-box map and ask 3 questions. Which if then fired this week and saved me? Which one never fired because it was too vague or too heavy? Which single edit makes next week 10% easier? Rewrite any weak line. If meeting overruns isn't precise enough, make it concrete. If meeting ends at the top of the hour, then I walk outside for 3 minutes and record 1 bullet voice note. If tired is too general, call the cue what it is. If I yawn 3 times, then I drink water and do 5 breaths before decisions. This is not failure. This is design. Use 1 emergency line that rescues identity when life explodes. If everything falls apart, then I run the 90-second minimum. Water. Window 60 seconds. 5 box breaths. Write 1 breadcrumb that begins with next, sextist, hands, and tick the card. That's enough to say I'm still the person who shows up. A thread today becomes a rope next week. Say your scorecard out loud at night, so the loop closes in your ears as well as your eyes. If then activations today. How many fired? Aim for at least 3 this week. 30 box tick, yes or no. Kind check-in spoken, yes or no. Tomorrow's riskiest cue and the line you'll use. Name it now. Numbers make progress visible. Visible progress keeps identity stable. Right now, write 1 line in your notes and on a sticky where you'll see it in the next 12 hours. If morning slips, then I do my 10-minute block before lunch. Set a small reminder at 11:50. Put the phone charger in the hallway, so no phone 10 is automatic. Open the book to the next page, so the 1-page backup has 0 friction. Decide your switch before the storm, so the day doesn't decide for you. If this gave you a safety net, tap like so it reaches someone who keeps losing good habits to busy days. Comment 1 line you'll use today. If stathades, then I walk wo, tanruud. Subscribe and turn on the bell for more tools that protect momentum. Save this as your backup playbook. Tie 1 thread right now, and when life accelerates later, watch your plan fire without drama.